We are going to be using Cosclay sculpting clay again this week because I love it so much. I wanted to make a wind chime and I wanted to make it a Batcat. So that is what I did. I used the Cosclay to create my cat first. This Cosclay, I really love it. You do have to work it for quite a little bit before it's malleable, but once it is, it's beautiful. So I made the head, made the snakes, kept putting it in half until it got the shape that I wanted for his chest and his front legs, right? Because I'm going to use more clay to make his back legs. I felt that there was not enough neck here, so I'll end up manipulating it and then cutting it a little bit off to make the neck part. And then that was perfect because then that ended up being the hind legs. So that was a happy little thing that happened. I'll just keep moving them around until they're in a position that I actually enjoy. I'll also smooth out some of the front to make the legs not so wide. And then I get just the skewer and make his little claws and make a little tuft of fur. And I'll go ahead and narrow the neck a little bit more in order to put the head on top of it. And I think it's looking so cute. I was in love with this. This was so much fun. I'm making its tail now, and I want to drape it around his body, and that's what I will do. Now I'm making his ears. I just make like little triangles, and I will take a tool and kind of make the inside of them. And this is the tool I used, and I will take this same tool and I will just make sure that I get everything adhered to the head and to the body. Using that tool, it helps to smooth everything out. Now I'm making his muzzle, his little nose, and the muzzle part of his mouth. I just made a little triangle and made a little ball and kind of squished it down oval shape to make the muzzle. Now I am making his wings. I thought about making him into a witch cat, but I've done that before, so I kind of wanted to change it up and make him into a bat cat, like he's, wearing a costume, right? Like he's a cat, but he's wearing a bat costume, and he's got little fangs. I just used triangles for that, and of course just round circles for the eyes. Now at first I was going to have his wings kind of flaring out a little bit, but then it looked more like a fairy instead of a bat really. And when I was working on the right side one, on this one, it kind of just came organically that it started looking like crescent moons, and I really loved that. So I went ahead and did that. I put an eyelet on the top of the head because again, he's going to be the top of my wind chime, right? And so I need something to hang him with. So I bake him according to the directions, and I'm going to paint him an orange cat because I had an orange cat. I loved him. He was my favorite cat ever. So I just use some orange, I think it's tiger lily, antique mum, a little bit of antique mum, and a little bit of marigold. So a little bit of yellow in it as well. And then I just kind of keep lightening it up with a little bit of white to make the muzzle color. And then for his nose, I will use just plain orange to also make little stripes on him, and to kind of detail his nose a little bit more. I will also use a little bit of a dry brush technique on here, using a lighter color than his base color to kind of dry brush, and you'll see that. I do his eyes green, of course, and I mix up a little bit of a pink color for the inside of his ears and to put little blush on him and for his mouth. White, of course, for his fangs, because he is a bat cat. Here is where I'm doing the dry brushing. I just thought that it would add a little bit more texture and a little bit more depth to him to do a little bit of dry brushing on him. The wings are going to be black, and I do go over them with sparkling ice, which is like a glitter paint. And of course black in for his pupils. And I use the mum white for the other stripes on him. I will also use gloss varnish on him, and I use the Rust-Oleum gloss spray as well, glossy. And there he is. He is adorable. I love him. I had so much fun doing this. I'm excited to do the wind chime. So check back next week for part 2 of how I do the wind chime itself. I'm using things that I had around the house, reusing some stuff. So I'm interested in seeing how it's going to go. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. All right, y'all. Y'all be good to one another. Talk to you next week. Bye.